If you fail to answer the questions correctly, you will be knocked unconscious and wake up at the boat again. Now, right here, there's something weird about that. I mean, don't you think that if you were suddenly right here, across water, and then you just magically reappeared on the other side, that would raise some suspicions? Or am I just to assume that this is some scam for the boatman to raise a lot of money? Anyways, it was a boat again requiring another 10 gold pieces for another ride, but luckily the bridge will require no rebuilding the second time. Here are the answers to the possible questions. Who is the only female in the Myreque? Again, don't know how to pronounce any of these names. Sandy Pilu, I don't know. Who is the leader of the Myreque? I don't know that one either. Velius Hurts, don't hurt me. Ah, that rhymes. Now, here's a big fat duh. What family is rumored to rule over Mauritania, Draken. Duh! I mean, that's probably one of the stupidest questions to ask you. Anybody who lives in the region of Mauritania would know that. So it's not really a question to prove you're telling the truth because everybody knows that. Anyways, who is the youngest member of the Myreque? Ivan Strom. I mean, right there. That name raises some suspicions on my mind. Now, it could just be me, but if you crossed out the I in the name Ivan and then put the Van and the Strom together, then it spells Van Strom. So am I to assume that Ivan Strom equals Van Strom? I'm probably just taking a long shot here, and I'm 99.9% sure that I am just taking a long shot here. But it's always good to keep your eyes open. Anyways, who is the scholar of the Myreque? Can't pronounce this one either. Polmafi Ferdi Gris, don't ask. I don't really know. What does Myreque mean? Hidden in mire. Wow. And this one, really stupid. What is the boatman's name? Cyrus Paddlehorn. Now, if you look right up above where I just drew an arrow at, you'll see that they already freaking told you the boatman's name. So anybody would figure that one out, and it wouldn't be much of a question. It'd be more like an obvious fact that a stupid 3-year-old could have figured out. But anyways, head behind the huge tree and open the doors, which the guy, I like how he shifts the guy now, will unlock once you answer the questions above. Go in and follow the tunnel. Who would have guessed? Take the little east branch right near the wall and click the squeeze past stalagmite option to find the cave filled with Myreque. Now they act like they're just animals now. Start off by talking to whatever the frig his name is. Talk to all the others and then come back to that dude. It shouldn't be necessary to actually ask any questions, although it's just fun to ask them. Just say, okay, thanks, and talk to another one. Now give the weapons to whatever his name is, who never even asked for them in the first place, and he's probably wondering why you were bringing weapons. A cutscene will start where Van Strom claws will appear. I have to comment on that. So Van Strom just appears out of nowhere, and no one questions the fact that he just appears out of thin air. Anyways, who you will now realize is a vampire, which I have to comment on that again because he's not a vampire. He's a vampire. Weird, yes, but I'm very specific on the species difference. And if you read the page on the Runescape Wiki, it even tells you there's a difference between the two species. Anyways, now you realize the vampire wants to finish off the Myreque. No, I never would have guessed that a vampire wants to finish off the Myreque. No, the natural enemy of the Myreque doesn't want to finish them off. No. Anyways, he kills 2 of them and unleashes a level 97 skeletal hellhound to take care of the remainders. Now, I gotta comment on that hellhound. Firstly, it also seems to appear out of nowhere. So am I to assume that Van Strom has magical powers and make hellhounds appear out of nowhere? And then nextly, kill the hound. It can be safe behind one of the rocks right there. Safe. That comment right there proves half my thing that's saying that the hellhound is not as powerful as they say it is. Plus, if you read the Hellhound's page, it says right here that it should not be a problem for moderate level players as it is fairly weak. But they said that it makes the final battle easy and painless. So am I to assume that they were lying? Because right here it says it's fairly weak. So I honestly don't get that. Anyways, gather up the loot. It's part of your reward. Not a very good reward if you ask my opinion. The dog, I thought it was a hellhound, now it's a dog, will drop 2 rubies and 4 big bones. Talk to whatever the hell his name is, and ask him how you can get out of here. He'll tell you about a secret passage to Canopus, which I wish I could have just taken in the first place. Leave the chamber and search the wall at the end of the tunnel. It will open. Now climb up the ladder. You will end up climbing out a trapdoor behind the Hair of the Dog Tavern in Canopus. So go in and talk to the stranger where Van Strom Claws used to be. Stop right there. Now, firstly, why would we talk to some random stranger we don't even know? That's about the stupidest thing we've ever done. Nextly, if it was some random stranger right to where Vanstrom used to be, then couldn't we put two and two together and figure that out? No, we're just going to all go up to him and be like, "Hi, random dude we don't know. You want to hear what I just did earlier?" Oh, yes, it's going to be lots of fun. No. So you put common sense. Random stranger probably equals Vanstrom. But no, your character's too stupid to figure that one out. Anyways, this stranger is Vanstrom, but your character will not know that. Right there. Your character will not know that. Also, yeah, before I say anything else, realize up top is spelt wrong. I just had to point that out. Anyways, your character will not know that, and thus won't be able to attack him. Now, I'm going to point that right there. If your character can't figure out that random stranger is Vanstrom, then your character is dumber than a post. Honestly, it's common sense. Now, moving on. Scroll, scroll, scroll. No one cares about the reward. The reward sucks. Woohoo. Music sucks too. Okay, right here. Firstly, this bullet is common sense. It's not really trivia because, duh, you got the point that Vanstrom kills two members of the Myreque. You don't need to have trivia to figure that one out. And nextly, I just absolutely love this second bullet. It just brings a little thought to mind. I mean, seriously. Imagine this. You're just standing here at the next quest, you know. If you don't want any spoilers, you might not want to listen to this. Anyway, stand there next quest. Here you are, drawing your picture of Castle Drakenlight you need a face. And then here comes the random Firewatch. Wait, Firewatch have wings, and they need face. And the Firewatch is all like, "Vanstrom will kill you!" And then all of a sudden she's like, "Wait, where is Vanstrom?" So, because of this comment, after completing the quest, Vanstrom could be seen at his chair until you talk to him. Brings this. So here's the tavern, you know, it's so pretty. Here's Vanstrom's chair, he's sitting in it. And then he's wondering, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something right now. But, because you haven't talked to him yet, he hasn't moved from his chair, so he won't be here in the next spot. No, that's obviously a lie, but it just brings up some good, mild-mannered humor. So that was basically my talk about the quest in Search of the Myreque. I hope you enjoyed me pointing out my flaws, and I hope my terrible MP3 didn't make my crappy voice sound any more crappy than it already is. Also, if you hear any music in the background, that's because my cousin is playing Pikmin 2, and he won't turn the friggin' volume down. Anyways, if you want me to do this again, let me know. I might. But it has to be something I'm interested in talking about. I'm not going to sit there and talk about a goblin, because I really don't give a crap. Anyways, no one watches these videos anyway, so I'm expecting this video has like 3 views and no one watches it, and it's got like no comments and no favorites or anything. Anyways, this was a Violet Watcher Productions. I'm Shadow. Adios.